Well, we're on the 1928 classic yacht Euphemia 2, and I recently noticed that the start battery was shot. I think it may have been overcharged. It was a good battery. So I've got Blue Sea's automatic charge relay installed, and I had it on auto. And so from now on, I'm not keeping it on, I'm actually keeping it off. I have two alternators, one to the house batteries, one to the start battery. I don't really need to combine them unless there's an emergency. And I think that may have been the problem. So I reworked the battery tray a little bit, put a new battery in, but I thought I better keep an eye on. There's some unfinished business with my rewiring in here, so I'd like to keep track of the amps coming out of this alternator, but that's the future. I'll probably use I guess, what is it called, a Hess amp sensor, but it was easy for me to hook up a wire to the positive terminal and run it over to the C gauge, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. And that gives me the ability to see what the voltage is on the NEMA 2000 network. So I've opened up the panel. I've got the panel like that, and so I opened up this one, exposed the C gauge, and I just put another wire on here that runs to the positive post of the start battery, and I think it's set for port side engine, which is the default for the display, which works out well. And you can see down here I have the automatic charge relay remote switch. Now it started blinking white, which meant that it was disconnecting the battery banks on account of one of the battery banks being too low, or in some sort of outer limit zone. So so yeah, now I keep it off all the time. And this is the one for the house batteries, and I keep that going. And I use this gauge because I already had it on the boat to tell me what's going on with the house batteries. So I flip a couple of breakers down here, 3 of them, and that gives me the instrumentation, powers up the C gauge and all the engine stuff. And a lot of that gets powered right off of the start battery. They do share a common ground, house and start, via the engine block, which maybe I'm not so crazy about. But so this is the dash, and you can see over here I now have 12.8 volts there. It's not quite accurate, but it's telling me it's fully charged. I think I have to calibrate it. Same with the other gauges, but so all those gauges work now, which is nice. Since I'm on the dash, here's the compressed switch panel, which I really like. So if I push this side down, I start the engine. If I push this side down, I stop the engine. In the middle, it's not going. Effectively, the remote battery switch for the start battery is like turning the key, or the accessory at least. So I can push that down, and it allows this switch to work. Push this over here, and you can't press it by accident. I've compressed the light switch, so if I push it down this way, I get all my nav lights on. That's steam, starboard, port, stern light. If I push it this way, I just get anchor light on, so they're mutually exclusive. If it's in the middle, no lights. And then this is for the searchlight or spotlight. And I use, this is my tablet going crazy on me because it's just connecting to the internet, picking up email, but that's Navionics I use up there. And then down here I have gauge. It's a Furuno chart plotter. It's showing a gauge right now, but I could switch it over to the chart plotter mode or other configurations for like depth and for radar. I don't have a radome on here, but I plan on putting on the Furuno wireless radome, which operates through Bluetooth. Oh, and I happen to have my little remote switches for the trolling motor I have on the stern. So if I drop the trolling motor into the water and I'm getting in and out of a tight spot, I can use this for counterclockwise and this button here for clockwise, and I can do that anywhere on the boat, which is kind of handy. And so this is my latest. Okay, it's lucky I'm not falling into the hole there. But this is my start battery update. I got to get the amp meter still, and be able to see that up on the dash as well. I guess I'll have to configure the Meritron for that and bring up another panel or something like that. They slide up and down, you get different displays. And hopefully I don't fry start battery, but I have the luxury of having two alternators and I can just keep them disconnected. So the only time the start battery will get charged is when the engine's running and that alternator's charging it. Shore power won't affect it. Doesn't, so I can configure my shore power charging for the house batteries and not worry about mixed batteries. It's kind of nice.